No place will disrespect you more than the workplace, especially when the corporate math ain't mathin'. So whenever shit don't add up, I happily subtract myself.
They say I'm up next, no bitch, I'm right now. Storytime with Steph is on, turn it up loud. More than 5 seasons, still fucking up the game. You're not a competition system in my own lane. Gangsta Spice, Steph, Steffi T all on the map. Smart, body popping, and all I spit is facts. I'm always talking shit, cause these bitches stay capped. Now welcome to my show, guaranteed you're gonna laugh.
Welcome back to your favorite comedy podcast, Storytime with Steph, hosted by your girl, Steph, also known as Gangsta Spice. That's what they call me out here in these streets and online, so be sure to follow my personal Instagram at Gangsta Spice and my TikTok, The Gangsta Spice, spelled how I said it. And as always, make sure you are plugged into the official Storytime with Steph Instagram and Storytime with Steph YouTube channel, where you can find comedy, fashion, 4C natural hair tutorials, vibes, and so much more. You can also find it all in one place at storytimewithsteph.com. The title of this episode is Corporate Baddie Part 2. On this episode, I'm spilling the tea on how, in the midst of me trying to level up in corporate America, there's always a motherfucker who has me fucked up. If you haven't listened to Corporate Baddie Part 1, be sure to listen to it after this one. Listen to all of Season 6, for real. Initially, I didn't plan for Corporate Baddie to be a 2-part episode, but then I started writing and then I realized there's levels to the workplace bullshit. Long story short, corporate America be having me and a lot of people who look like me fucked up. So I say all that to say that the Gangsta Spice quote of this episode is, "No job is worth losing yourself. That job don't give a fuck about you." It really be the microaggressions that my articulate ass be experiencing from my white counterparts. And then the disparity in pay. And the fact that I have more degrees than some of these motherfuckers in the room, yet they are treating me like a motherfucking secretary. Bitch, you take notes. How about that? Okay. We all learn how to add, subtract, divide, multiply at a very young age, so I'm trying to figure out why the corporate math ain't math. Heard it all before. Corporate math is having pizza parties instead of raises. Corporate math is getting a bonus at the end of the year, but after a gift tax. Corporate math is using your PTO, but then having to make up the days. Corporate math is being highly educated and black, but getting less pay than the white man who got his degree online yesterday. Y'all learned in the last episode that one thing for sure and 2 things for certain, I'ma get the job done while serving a look. But another thing about me is I'ma quit. Corporate America thinks that corporate math is cute till they scraping all their coins and begging you to accept their counter offer. Oh, whole time y'all had that money in the budget, but y'all was cool paying me less than the less educated, less qualified white man. This is a true story. I remember back in the day when I was working in IT, I was loving my job and they was loving me. Duh. I just knew that during the review I was gonna get exceeds all expectations and I was gonna get a great bonus, and I did. No surprise, because I told y'all that if there was a job, I'ma do it, and I'ma do it well. I'm sitting here talking to my colleague about my review, and my colleague was a white man who didn't go to college, but was working on certificates that I had already completed. That's gonna be important later. I trusted this colleague, and he trusted me too. We left our old firm together, and we went to this new firm. So when he put in his resignation notice, I just wrote on the back of it and said, "Me too." So we was friends, but still co-workers, respectfully. One day we were joking about how we needed raises, and that he told me his salary, and my jaw dropped. He was making $5K more than me. And I'm trying to figure out why, because like I said before, he was working on everything I had already had. And there wasn't a day where this motherfucker wasn't asking me how to resolve an issue. So for real, I need half his check. So I'm confused and he's confused. We both confused. So I'm thinking this is a clerical error. Like, oh my God, this can't be. So I hit up my supervisor and scheduled a meeting to discuss my salary. I kept it professional. I walked into that meeting with the salary average for DC and where I fell on the scale based on my education, my experience, and the fact that I'm a boss ass bitch. Okay, let's keep it going. But they said there was no error. I kept it cute and still professional till I realized that these white men were playing in my motherfucking face. And then I full out said it. I know I'm being underpaid because Connor, that's not his real name, because Connor told me how much he was getting paid. What y'all gonna say now? What y'all gonna say now? There was a silence so deafening that my supervisor fixed his mouth to say, "You know it's against our policy to talk about salaries." Bitch, what? That's a crazy ass response to me, but I wasn't finished. I said, well, I'm just trying to figure out why I'm the highest ranked, because I was, and the hardest working, but I'm receiving the lowest amount of pay. Is it my age? Because I was the youngest person working in the department at the time. Immediately they said, no, it has nothing to do with your age. Let's do an internal review and survey the market. Okay. I done already already surveyed the market, so I'm sure that they will come up with the same stats that I did, and it's not going to be a problem. So I thought. Weeks went by, and after a fake-ass, full-ass review, they came back and said that they surveyed the market, and my salary is within that market. They said that Connor asked for more starting out, and that's why he's making more than me. So basically, they said, bitch, you should have asked for more when you started, so we can't do shit for you now. Go back to work. Oh, I was stunned. But okay. From that day on, I didn't go above and beyond for none of them motherfuckers. I started working on my exit strategy. My feelings were beyond hurt, and it's not like I wasn't making good money, because I was. It's just the fact that knowing that white boy Connor was less qualified, less certified, but making more than me didn't sit well with my spirit. It fucked me up. It didn't feel right in my soul. But I was still cool with Connor because it's not his fault. He knew how to work his privilege. Fuck this job. I hate this job. I don't want to work here no more. That was the anthem that was playing in my head. But I had already started my first year of law school. Anyone who knows the cost of law school knew that I wasn't going to quit my job just yet. That shit is expensive. So let me sit my broke ass down, collect these coins, and focus on getting this Juris Doctor. Okay, I'm gonna focus on this JD. Fuck y'all, one day y'all gonna work for me, right? That's my mood. I told my supervisors I had started law school, and they was fake proud or whatever. But then the changes were coming. Changes that I did not like. But also, I don't get paid enough to give a fuck, so none of those changes had anything to do with my business, so I'm focused on becoming a boss-ass lawyer, like I always wanted to be. I went to law school at night, so I had to be out the door by 5:30. I told them that I had to be out the door by 5:30, so I couldn't be on call like they had me on call, and for real, y'all don't pay me to be on call. I didn't volunteer for any more overtime, and I just did the job that paid me and got the fuck out so I can go to class. But somehow, some way, there was always an emergency that had me missing class. The first time it happened, no big deal. Shit happens. I can fix the issue. No problem. The second and third time, I started to give my job the side eye. So y'all don't want to see a bitch boss up, huh? If it happened the fourth time, I was going to have a problem with my professors. This job used to be so great. I used to appreciate the job, the opportunities to travel, just all the knowledge and everything that came with it. But now I'm realizing that these motherfuckers are playing in my motherfucking face. Again. I thought I was going to work there all through law school. And then once I graduated, become an associate at the firm, I really thought I was going to work there for a minute. But clearly they didn't want to see me win. I remember I told my supervisor months in advance that 1 week was going to be a tough week for me because I had a paper worth 70% of my grade and a presentation due. I gave my supervisor notice. I told my supervisor months in advance and kept reminding him when it was getting close. There were 2 people that worked in the IT department in the DC office, me and my coworker, and they were going to send the other IT person to work in New York City the same week that my paper and presentation were due. Despite me giving notice and telling them that school's going to always come first. Luckily, my coworker told me the Friday before his trip that he was leaving. Like, I was beyond pissed. I immediately saw red because what? And then they didn't even tell me. The fact that he told me that they knew exactly what they was doing. He told me that our supervisor told him that he had to travel to New York City. Apparently a bitch don't get paid enough to get a heads up. Clearly they don't give a fuck about my education. That's when it solidified in my mind that they didn't want to see me win, because why the fuck did I give you notice if you were gonna do whatever with my schedule anyway? My coworker was the early person and I was the closer. I told him safe travels and he wished me luck on my paper and presentation. After he left, I sat in my seat. I cried in the IT closet and then I prayed. In the back of my mind, I heard my dad say, never quit your job without something lined up. But in the front of my mind, I heard myself saying, these motherfuckers have you fucked up. And they did. Whole time, if I failed this class, y'all can't pay what it costs. They don't even pay me enough to give a fuck. I said, fuck this job, and I started packing. I packed up all my personal stuff. My desk was cleaned out. My desktop and deleted items empty. I really thought at that job I was going to stay. I did what I needed to do on that weekend, and when I came in on Monday, I sent in my resignation and said effective today. My supervisor was blowing my phone up trying to figure out why. Why? Cause you got me fucked up. Cause you got me fucked up. Bye. Cause one thing about me, I'm gonna match energy. You disrespect my work, I disrespect your work too. I ain't getting sleep cause of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get no sleep cause of me. And then my supervisor got the nerve to say it's best practice to give 2 weeks notice. I told him I don't have 2 weeks. Is there anything you need to be done before I leave at 4? Yeah, because I left early. Fuck y'all. Okay, I left my keys and laptop at my desk. Thank you for the opportunity. Fuck that job. I hate that job. I don't work here. No, won't. Go fly that motherfucker. You pay more than me to do his job and mine. Since he's so fucking special. Since his time is more valuable than mine. No hard feelings though, right? But trust and believe, I passed my class. So we all winning, right? I'm not telling y'all this story to tell y'all to quit your job. I'm just saying, if your job is costing you your mental health, self-respect, or a grade, is it really worth it? I don't believe in being in rooms where I'm merely tolerated. Nah, y'all gonna celebrate me, okay? I have no problems taking my talents to a place that'll treat me like the rare treasure that I am. You can't pay me my worth? I'm out. Got my schedule fucked up? I'm out. We gotta go back into the office? I'm out. Till this day, there are people hired to replace me working off of templates and guides I created, workflows I improved, because one thing about me, I'm gonna leave a place better than I found it. And you will need at least 2 people to fill my motherfucking shoes. That's what a boss ass bitch will do. You're welcome, and condolences to my previous employers. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next episode and season finale titled Where is a Fuck? In the meantime and in between time, make sure you are plugged into the official Storytime with Steph Instagram and YouTube channel. As always, keep it gangsta. Love you. Deuces.